Valor is an esports club for aspiring professionals. To make sure you get the best esports experience, we provide quality, structured, and most of all, fun esports education through our dedicated coaching team and an innovative learning platform. Currently, we support Rocket League, Valorant, and CSGO. Start your esports journey today. Sign up for a free trial to test our program at valoresports.com.
Welcome and good evening, guys, to another stream of the ECC Season 9. My name's Muzz and joined by the beautiful Herbie. Herbie, how you doing?
Not doing too bad. Looking forward to tonight's three-match stream, each from different divisions, and we kick things off with a Division 1.2 match between Fort Templar Academy and NewCode. Two teams that I believe are brand new to the ECC ahead of this season, so they'll have a lot to prove in this first match.
Yeah, definitely keen as a bean for that. But looking at a couple of the results, Herbie, there have been some real superb whitewashes that have been very one-sided. If we just take a quick jump over to the Vortex League, Dano Chief completely wasted Visu Gaming. They went 3-0, and of course the big 9-1 third game there as well. And I think you know a little something about what went down there in Division 2.
Emerge Charlie, the team that I did pick to win Division 2.1 at the beginning of the season, got off to a 3-0 victory over Scorch Esports, a pretty dominant performance for them. 9-1 in the third game of the series and outshooting their opponents heavily, so that's nothing to shout about. But also in Division 1.1, another Fort Templar roster, Fort Templar Renegades, also got a sweep victory over SRZ, BZ, NZ. And, well, the Fort Templar Academy roster will want to try and take after their fellow teammates in the organisation and see if they can replicate that result.
Yeah, so a lot of those games happening off of stream, but of course, absolute bangers there, like you said there, Herbie. Two of those games going to 9-1. I don't know what we call that's bigger than a Brazil. I don't know if it becomes like an Argentina or something, but when you're 9-1 against another team, I'm not sure what becomes bigger than the Brazil. Maybe chat will just be able to help us out there and give us a new phrase for whatever seems to be more domineering than the Brazil. Yeah, so huge games there. I'm sitting here with the so-called, at least I'm going to make up this unofficial nickname, Herbie, the fortune teller. You know, I hope your predictions are going to be, you know, to the point here throughout the season.
Well, in terms of seeding, Fort Templar Academy are the slight favourites heading into this fixture against NewCode. The MMR difference between the two sides is about 80, and I do usually prefer to back the teams that have organisational backing, because it usually means that the rosters will play together often. They'll have done scrims against fellow Fort Templar rosters that are all around the same level. There's at least a couple of other rosters in Division 1. The Renegades I've already mentioned, and the Griffins too are in this same Division 1.2. So I think that they'll have prepared well for this fixture, and they'll want to try and get off to a quick start. So I'll go for a 3-1 win for Fort Templar Academy.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I know what you're saying. You know, you want to, you know, those Beckenbauer orgs are pretty good. Of course, you know, it sometimes means a bit more practice time, or there's more coaches you can put into them. You know, maybe there's a bit more kind of monetary backing and resources that can be provided to these teams, which of course is super awesome. You know, if you guys didn't catch the European Championship, Team Vitality also picked up the big 80,000 there. So huge stuff there coming in. But yeah, so tonight's game, as mentioned there, Herbie, Fort Templar Academy taking on NewCode. This is going to be Division 1.2. Rest of the games coming this evening, guys. We've got Godalian Zeus taking on SSCEA. That's going to be Champions Conference 3. And then the late game at 10 p.m. We've got Trinitas Esports Remix taking on Playing Aliens Nebula. They've got a tweet post out on the socials as well. So some super hype games. But of course, Herbie, the ECC9 Season 9 wouldn't be possible without a few certain sponsors. We've got Valor and they, of course, will help you out with coaching when it comes to Valorant, CSGO, and Rocket League. And I think, Herbie, as you know, if you are hard stuck in CSGO like Blue Wolf, then get yourself some Valor esports training.
Yes, and to check out our sponsors, you can use the Valor and Game King commands in the chat to get links to their socials and everything, so check them out. They've been very generous in their donations to Slipstream ahead of this season to create a total prize pool of €700 and the 1 month training package from Valor Esports for the Division 1 through 4 winners. So there's lots to play for at every level ahead of this season, but the €100 for the Champions Division winner will be the focus of the stream in the second and third matches, as we check out those Champions Conference 3 and 2 matches. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in the chat that will be looking forward to seeing SSCI play. Fan favourites on that team, Macfish in particular. I am looking forward to casting that one.
Yeah, now I know Mark Fish is given everyone a bit of a permission to flame him on the field, but of course, I feel like we have to have a very objective, unbiased standpoint as casters and observers. So, hopefully no one will be flaming the Fish too greatly. But it always comes back. It's great to watch guys like Mark Fish and Faded get on the field and then see if they don't choke or if they throw. So yeah, we're just waiting for our teams to jump into this lobby and get our first game underway, and then all the action is going to be happening. So we're just quickly going to remake our lobby, and then of course we're going to get straight into the swing of things. So Herbie, what did you put down? Did you say a 3-1 prediction for this game?
Yeah, 3-1 win for Templar Renegades. And I just want to briefly touch on the increase in size of the ECC ahead of this season has led to 3 sub-conferences for both the Champions Conference and Division 1. And we'll be seeing those 0.3 divisions in action in a couple of occasions. The second match of the stream is Champions Conference 3, but it's a little bit of a different vibe for the teams that are participating in those said divisions when you've got 30 teams playing for the same title as opposed to just 20. Not really so much of an opportunity to look ahead at the playoff picture and determine favourable seeding, etc., etc. So you're pretty much going in dark looking at your fixtures for the season, and you're just trying to do as well as you can in your division, but really high quality competition at all levels.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, like you said, you kind of you want to worry about your niche rather than looking at the bigger picture until it comes kind of to the business end of the whole entire season. Then it's like, sure, am I going to finish top 3 in my respective conference? Does it mean promotion? Does it mean kind of certain playoffs? There's a lot to look to. But yeah, a lot of new divisions and new conferences. And I know when we had our division announcement evening with our fantastic 130 viewers that came through. Even I was surprised. A lot of new teams have come to the front. They've floated to the surface. A lot of old faces as well. You put your predictions up and you kind of spoke about a lot of them. We looked at Caligari as well. Super good Vortex playoffs. We got to watch. They're doing super well. It's fun to watch them. Visu Gaming as well did decently. Of course, beaten out quite badly now, of course, on Friday night against Dano Chief. But there's definitely a lot to look forward to. All these divisions, there's a lot of depth. Championship conferences and the Vortex, of course, we know, decent kind of 1,500 up all the way to 1,700, 1,800 skilled players. Everyone is good. So, definitely, a lot's going to happen this season, and I hope everyone is going to be able to, take the long ride with us because, it's always a long, fun season when it comes to the ECC.
And so this Division 1.2 has got a couple of teams in that regular watchers of the ECC will recognise. There is a Godalians roster in this division, Godalians Divinity. As well as Fort Templar Academy, there's also Fort Templar Griffins, a roster that features Niptrox, a regular production team member and former manager. The Sunset Sloopers are here as well. That's a reformed Storm roster with a couple of stall sample players mixed in as well. Ascension Curios without Kurtzer, but still hopeful that they can finally beat Division 1. They've come pretty close on a couple of occasions. Pamado as well. I think this might be their 3rd season in the ECC. Team Luxembourg. There's so many good rosters just in this Division 1.2 alone, and that brings me back to my point of the overall quality of Division 1. So for both of these teams, it's really important to get off to a quick start because then there's matches coming up in the next couple of weeks or so against bona fide ECC regulars who you know are going to give you a difficult fixture.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just wanted to take a quick squiz at the division myself. And, when you look at 1.1 as well, we've got the Blizzard Wizards there, we've got Astro Allegiance, and we've got Irrelevant Black. So, the whole entire division is stacked. You can't get away from it. You take a look at 1.3 as well. You've got Irrelevant Crimson. You've got Gamekin, Phoenix. They've come in to, have a shout. Of course, Nameless Paradox as well, in there. So a lot of old names coming through. But it does look like our field is ready for this best of 5 as the players seem to be jumping in finally. So we're just going to give the good old go ahead. We're going to have Fort Templar Academy taking on NewCode, potential best of 5 year in Division 1. 3 series that are going to be on stream tonight, guys. 1 of 3.
Well, I think there's a lot of people in the chat that will want to see a Game 5 in this series, and that is where we might be headed, but Game 1 is underway, and it's a pretty slow kickoff as Ivanito misses on the opportunity to take it further forwards. Lujan does get a block in there, and Deshi will try and shoot from distance. It is important for both of these teams that they can try and get the first goal in this one. You want to set the tone.
Yeah, you definitely want to set the tone. And now we're going to see almost Fort Templar. Almost taking the shot on there, the Academy side. Driz with the block. Oh, shot on. Almost there coming up from NewCode. It's going to be NewCode. Matt, 26.
And the first goal of Game 1 does go to NewCode just over 30 seconds in, and it's a miss from Deshi that I can only imagine is pretty uncharacteristic at this rank. The MMR for this Fort Templar team just under 1700. Huge ranks, can't be making misses like that at Division 1 level. We'll see if they can produce a quick response to going behind. Ivanito does turn the ball over on the halfway line, and Deshi will chase it down into the corner, looking to get a pass into the centre. D-Lynch is up for this one, gets the shot goalwards. Matt makes a save over to the wing, and the pressure is gone.
No, and you talked about kind of how stacked this division is, so you don't want to be making kind of crucial or even weak mistakes when it comes to the shot in here. Oh, Matt 26 almost again. You got to keep it out. Yeah, your division is super stacked. You want to be able to finish in the top 3. Look at that promotion, look at playoffs, and try win your conference. But like I said, so many different conferences as well, and there's a lot of depth here. So just focus on what's in front of you. Worry about your niche, and then you're going to be good to go. NewCode holding a lot of possession for now. Just this ball seems to be a lot on the Academy half. Driz trying to take a shot on there. It kept up by Lujan, and now Matt 26 with the counter. Oh, D-Lynch. Far post there, finds Ivan. Deshi to bring it down. He doesn't have anything left in the tank. Can there be a second touch? Oh, very close. Kept up by Matty 26.
And D-Lynch got the follow-up shot on. Ivanito will make this clear out for NewCode, who have had a pretty decent start to this one. They've looked very solid on the rotation front. Fort Templar just haven't gotten going yet. And now NewCode pressing for a potential second goal in this game as we approach the halfway point. Ivanito looking to centre it. Matt touches this on. Lujan caught a little bit out of position there. That will give Deshi some room to chase this down the left wing. Trying to push it into the centre, and they do get the demo. Driz went up for this one. D-Lynch will have to take this on as the last defender back. Pushes it in for Driz, who banks it downwards, looking for the pass over to the far wing. But again, they don't link up on that. And those are the sort of plays that you need to be creating to get yourself back into this game.
Yeah, and that's for sure. So getting past the halfway mark now, and we're still only 1 up to NewCode. A lot of pressure here being applied by Matt 26. Ivanito trying to get it over 1. He does so successfully. Second man doesn't come in though, however. You want to be able to get that follow-up from deep and just try to get your midfielder to put it in when you set up like that, but unfortunately it wasn't going to be the case for NewCode. Now stuck in their own half, Ivanito has to do something. D-Lynch, takes a shot. Does get kept out though. Driz from the corner, can he find Deshi? It's not going to happen though, so for Templar Academy just trying their best to try to get the equalizer, but it ain't really happening.
Well, they can't afford to panic. They're still only down by 1, and there's still 2 minutes on the clock. There's ample opportunity for them to get back into this game. They just need to keep their cool, try and carve out that one golden opportunity, and then suddenly it's anybody's game from that point. They've certainly had more of the possession in the last minute or so, and here is a chance for Deshi. Easy save in the end made by Matt as it was along the floor. Matt will follow this one up into the corner, and they've got some room to manoeuvre, but D-Lynch steps in to make the block with 90 seconds to go here in Game 1.
I mean, I tell you, Herbie, you wouldn't think that Academy has taken 7 shots already. right? So they've been putting a lot of pressure onto this NewCode team, but just nothing's been able to break the defense on the orange side. And, Academy haven't been able to kind of get into the back of the net. So, not for a lack of trying, a lot of shots, coming out from the team. D Lynch with 4 himself. So definitely, having a crack on, but it's just not been able to break through. 1 minute left on this clock. Ball's going to get over the halfway line. Ivan sends it all the way back, tries to pick up a second. It wasn't going to happen. Matt finds the backboard. Ivan into the corner with the big pinch. No second man to follow up. Lujan's going to be all the way back. So is Matt 26 in the beautiful red Fennec. Deshi from the corner. No beans in the tank. Oh, beats the 50. Driz. Oh, there it is. Oh, K-dope. So now, coming from 8 shots, finally thinking one in the back of the net.
Yes, it's a well-executed finish. The drag towards the top right corner, defender couldn't keep it out, and that's what I meant about keeping calm. I just had to stay focused and the opportunity would present itself, and it has, but there are still 30 seconds to go in this one. What they don't want to do is concede a quick one at the other end. Ivanito briefly threatened to make that happen, but just flashed it over the backboard. Now looking to pass it towards one of their teammates, but both players back for NewCode. Matt will now step into the players. Fort Templar didn't exactly take control of the ball from their own third. They're under a little bit of pressure in the final 10 seconds here, but they're going to get this ball up to halfway. Deshi to follow it up, has no boost to work with, loses heavily on this 50, and the final few seconds will tick off, and Fort Templar just want overtime at this stage. Here comes the shot, stop made by Deshi, over to the wing, and it looks like this ball will drop to the ground, but Matt has something to say about that. Keeping it up for the time being, Driz follows it on, and overtime is what we have in game 1.
Yeah, good to see the overtimes. Usually we can go a whole series without seeing the OTs, and now, immediately in game 1 we get it, so which is going to be fantastic to see. What happens here is already NewCode coming in like a hungry jackal. Oh, all the way long shot. They almost conceded it. That was very awkward. Matt 26 though. Oh, Driz. Deshi Donkey is going up. Can he get the second touch though? Going to be kept out by Lujan. Oh, very, very close here. I mean, imagine this Fort Templar Academy team woke up now in overtime. That would be phenomenal. A lot of shots though coming out from them. Deshi as well trying to take a crack from the other side. Driz is going to go wide though. Oh, Driz again following up on his own ball. D Lynch. Oh my goodness. And now all of a sudden the Academy team has definitely woken up.
Yeah, I think the pressure's on NewCode a little bit at this stage. Fort Templar have just played better and better as the game has gone on and looked more dangerous. I think if NewCode are to get games out of this series, they want to try and make this game one of them. They are 1 goal away from stealing this one, and right now Fort Templar look like the deserving victors, but we are past 1 minute of overtime. Neither team has decided that yet. Here comes a shot from Matt. That one's over the crossbar. Won't challenge the back of the net. D Lynch now makes the clear down the left wing, but it's sent straight back by Lujan. Deshi ping-pongs it all the way towards the opposition net. That's going to create some trouble for Matt. Driz is up to keep this one in the attacking third for the time being. D Lynch gets in there with a pinch, but not really too many clear-cut opportunities at goal, and maybe we're headed for a longer overtime.
Yeah, well, I was going to say we've already had kind of our 6.5 minutes of game time, so let's see what happens. Pass over to Lujan. Definitely close between both these teams. Nothing is a little more exciting than overtime in the first game already. I mean, both these teams are starting so hot, which is lovely to see. Kind of no one's given any quarter. Oh, no real second man coming out there from Fort Templar. Matt 26 has to go up. Very awkward now on the backboard though. He will beat Driz. D Lynch can't get over Lujan with the win. Doesn't have anything in the tank, however. He's going to pick up the 100 pull. Deshi to play out of his own corner. And now 7 minutes of overtime.
Yeah, over 2 minutes since the end of regulation. But here's a shot from Matt. That one's a dangerous finish. Another chance for Ivanito, and they can't keep it out along the goal line. NewCode have taken the win here in game 1, and what an important victory this could be in the context of the series as a whole.
Yeah, oh my goodness. D Lynch just not able to get there into that left-hand side corner and block Ivanito as goal, and NewCode takes game number 1 in quite a long series. 2 minutes of overtime. Oh boy, exciting stuff there. The big 790 picked up there by Matt 26. Matt 26 having a phenomenal time. Got 6 saves out of this whole side. But of course, I was alluding to mentioning earlier Fort Templar with a hell of a lot of shots on. And then they woke up a little bit in that overtime, and then unfortunately just not able to clinch it when it counts.
Well, another result was coming elsewhere in the ECC whilst this match was being played, and it's another match that Fort Templar Academy will be hoping that they can get some energy from, because Fort Templar Samurais have got on their Division 2.2 off to a winning start in 5 games against Code 4, the top-seeded team in the division. Huge victory for them, and now with the Academy side down here heading into Game 2, they'll be hoping to replicate the heroics of their fellow org teams tonight.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, okay, Driz, we're just going to see D Lynch has got a problem real quick. Technical difficulties. Just going to have to see what happens. Yeah, match will not be going on. So we're just going to quickly head to a restart.
Well, that'll give the Fort Templar Academy players an opportunity to maybe discuss strategy ahead of the second game of the series. So I suppose the real question is, what do you think that they need to potentially do better to win in this next game? I don't think they played badly in the first one.
No, they didn't play badly at all, and the amount of shots they took definitely shows that they kind of have forward, attacking movements. They're just going to be able to convert a few more of those balls, maybe starve NewCode of a bit more possession. Matt 26 playing phenomenally well. If you can kind of just bust them out of being the striker up front, close them down with their transitional plays. Sure, then Fort Templar Academy can do a lot better. Deshi Donkey did so much work there. D Lynch as well, 4 shots already. Kind of by the halftime. Fort Templar Academy were up there, right? They were sending the ball into the orange half so many times. Just it was always going wide, always hitting the post, always going backboard. And they just need to be able to get the accuracy a little better. Then we can definitely see a good thing coming out from the Fort Templar Academy team.
Well, I talked about the importance of the first goal in the previous one, and I think it was a very important first goal for NewCode. Even though it didn't see them all the way out to the regulation victory, I think it gave them the confidence to keep pushing forwards at times, even when they were very much being pressed onto the back foot by the Fort Templar press, and give themselves opportunities to counter-attack, and that's how they won the overtime. So first goal in this one, yet again, very important, because if it's NewCode taking it, it will be more of the same. And if Fort Templar Academy get the first in this one, they might just go on a bit of a scoring run and maybe get 2 or 3 in a row, and then we could be looking at the end of Game 2 already.
Yeah, okay, so the players are ready. They have come in. We've sorted out D Lynch. Let's go game number 2 in our possible best of 5. Fort Templar Academy taking on NewCode. And we do need to see Fort Templar just try get a couple more shots into the back already. Deshi Donkey Monkey trying to take the shot, so that's already going to be 1 going inside the blue side with a miss. That pesky backboard causing trouble for the blue team. Now Driz still with possession in this orange corner. D Lynch, can he get it over Lujan? It ain't going to happen. Oh, D Lynch! 1-0 going to Fort Templar.
And the first 25 seconds of this game too is a masterclass in attacking on the part of Fort Templar. They just continue to hammer away at the opposition backboard. All 3 players actively moving and taking shots on the opposition, and eventually, of course, the team in orange were bound to crack under the pressure, leaving a wide open net there for the 1-0 Fort Templar lead. And now the pressure will be on NewCode a little bit to respond. Lujan doing just that from the kickoff, and that is a real rough goal for Fort Templar Academy to concede after they'd worked so hard to take the lead.
Yeah, really quick rebuttal here coming up from the NewCode team, and just Ivan setting up Lujan there with that second touch off the back wall. I think it was Deshi that was sitting there in the net. Might have been Deshi or D Lynch, just not able to kind of stop that power shot coming out from Lujan. So yeah, very quick equalizer coming out from the NewCode team, and now Matt 26 is going to go wide though. But this is what Division 1, if this is what we can expect, then you guys can look forward to some really exciting Division 1 fixtures. It's definitely hotly contested with the 3 conferences we have. And now Deshi wins the 50, finds Matt in the corner, has to beat 1. Driz is going to be able to do it, does have the full tank as well. Ivan, though, without the full tank, beats him up in the air. Deshi is going to be able to throw it into the corner. Matt 26 with a pickup. Oh, pinch off the body of Deshi. Driz, over 1, it's long. Oh, that's not going to find home.
2 players up there for NewCode. A little bit of a minor double commit from them. We'll see if Fort Templar Academy can capitalise on the counter-attack here. Lujan is up for this one, but we'll have to send it down into the wing. Deshi followed up with a touch. Bit of a weak one. That will mean D Lynch has to carry the ball back into their own corner and use the backboard to try and make this clear. They look for the pass over to Deshi. Well executed there to keep possession for Fort Templar Academy, but Deshi is giving it away on the way up. and that shows another breakdown there in the Fort Templar attacking, where they just haven't really strung it together as much as NewCode, who have been pretty clinical anytime they've had the chance to get forwards.
Yeah, I mean, look at now, Matt26 just holding onto this ball. Beautiful play between them. I mean, Lujan almost found Ivan with a goal. Oh, it's going to be Lujan. Oh, back to Lujan, the 1-2 between them.
Yeah, that pass is all about Lujan there, making the first touch that put the defenders under pressure initially, and then being in position to receive it again on the far side of the net on the missed clearance. It's well worked from NewCode, an example of how they've known exactly what to do whenever they've had the ball in the offensive third, and it's just a complete contrast to the Fort Templar Academy team that just seems to fire shots on and hope they're going to go in.
Yeah, and definitely, you know, you have to commend Lujan there on just a quick read. You know, he almost thought he was going to leave the box. He didn't. He whipped around quickly with the handbrake and was able to score the goal coming back from Ivan. So, yeah, beautiful, beautiful reads that are coming up from NewCode. Just, you know, decent comms between the players, the synergy, you can feel it. And now Driz, though, takes the shot down the throat of the midline.
Well, looks like we could be headed for a little bit of a higher scoring game in this one. We're just approaching the halfway point and it's already a 4-goal game. Huge finish there from Drew, straight into the top left corner. Much room there. But a 2-2 game is what we have now, and it's a rare good finish from Fort Templar Academy, I feel, where they took the first chance instead of looking for those rebounds. And now they're trying to take the lead here again as Deshi pulled it off the backboard. Chris is up to make this clear, but they've missed it. Ivanito put the shot wide.
Do you see another overtime potentially coming in this game?
It's a little bit early to call. I still feel like there's momentum to be had in this game where one team could just take it and score a bunch of goals in succession and win the game, but there's plenty of time left on the clock for something to happen.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, attack and pressure coming up from both sides so phenomenally well. Ivan's going to send it all the way back to Drews, who picks up the 100. Has to play it out of his own corner, but beaten already there by Ivanito. So yeah, you know, the NewCode pressure, it's hot, it's coming in. It's going to be Lujan again with a second. And you know, just talking about that kind of NewCode pressure, you know, your words aren't even allowed to be cold until they score.
Well, I'm talking about clinical finishing, and the stats are good value for that, as Lujan has 3 goals on all 3 of the shots on target that NewCode have had so far in this game. I mean, you're not even making a save at all on the Fort Templar Academy side. How do you expect to win this game? You're just trying to outscore the opposition blow for blow, and right now it's NewCode that have all the momentum, but Deshi takes his ball back from the ceiling, trying to drag it downwards off the crossbar and into the net to tie the game up again. This game swings back and forth like a grandfather clock.
Yeah, and a beautiful aerial control there coming in from Deshi. Just gets it all the way over, beats 2 orange men as well. Lujan then just a little earlier, kind of awkward touch of the side of the wall. I think contested there by Driz. So like you said, no saves being scored here on the side of Fort Templar, but they're definitely going to try outscore their opponents. So we're down to the equalizer now, 3 apiece with 1 minute 20 left on the clock. We are going to see if we go to another game of overtime or if it's going to be a very high scoring game. I mean, which it is already. We've got 6 goals here on the board. Fantastic. You know, we've spoken about the 9-1s in the previous series we've had this weekend. You know, 6 goals is nothing to laugh at. You know, both these teams throwing themselves into each other's goals here. Still, okay, we finally have 1 save here coming out on the blue side. D. Lynch, right? 1 save and 1 assist, 4 shots. So yeah, definitely, you know, you cannot win if you don't have a decent defense as well. And I don't know, NewCode, if they can apply a bit more pressure and get some demos and bumps here onto the Fort Templar team, I mean, they can do, you know, a lot better, because we know that, you know, Fort Templar aren't really trying to, you know, they're not proactively trying to save goals.
We have 30 seconds to go in this one, and I'm starting to think it's next goal wins. So Fort Templar will be loving that I've just said that, because they have gone in front with 24 seconds to go. And it's a rare defensive miscue there from Lujan that has opened up the possibility for Fort Templar to take it back in midfield, passed in from out wide, and there was an easy finish for them straight down the middle.
Yeah, and that's going to be Deshi 2 from 2, so 100% striking right there for him. And now, yeah, 20 seconds left on this clock. Are we going to see NewCode be able to come back? Well, we know how decent they're off with the clinical finishes, so we see what's going to happen here. Deshi, though, with the beautiful control on the ground, just has to be able to kill out the clock. I mean, if they can hold into this ball and get it down to the ground, that's going to be Fort Templar Academy taking, yeah, game number 1. Driz needs to throw it down. Matt26 is going to be able to keep it up. Deshi, they got to just kill this ball. Can they? Lujan keeps it up. Still, it's going down. There it is. For Templar Academy taking game number 2 and tying up the series.
A level series. You love to see it from a neutral perspective as we now go beyond the minimum game count and we'll have at least a game 4 of the series now. And for Fort Templar Academy, from my prediction perspective of suggesting they're going to win 3-1, of course I'm pleased that that is potentially still on. Do I think that they're going to win 2 consecutive games after this performance from game 2? I'm not entirely sure. I think NewCode have done pretty decently so far in this series. They have soaked up a lot of defensive pressure, particularly in game 1. And, well, when you score 3 goals on 4 shots, you're doing something right offensively, but maybe it's just not enough shots. Simply put, get more shots on, score more goals, and beat this Fort Templar Academy team who did just enough to win in the final 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, I mean, D Lynch, right, takes more shots than the whole entire side of the opposing team. NewCode, right, takes 5 shots. Does only get 1 of those, so not the best, conversion rate. But of course, Deshi Donkey did pick it up at the end of the day there just to secure they got the 2 from 2. But Herbie, I think, when we had that World Cup octopus, right, selecting all the teams and predicting who would win, I'm sure, we need to get some really decent fluff pieces of, like, I don't know, you bathing in the swimming pool, just picking up teams you think are going to win. I see, like, just thousands of views for that content piece, man.
Like there are other casters that might be more favoured on that front, like Victor VTM. If you're listening, I'm sure you'd be a popular choice for that. But well, 3-1 was my prediction for Fort Templar Academy to win this series, and if they are going to make that happen, they need to take this game 3 as well. And I think they're in a decent position to do that. I still don't feel like they've hit top gear.
No, definitely not. There we go. D Lynch again with another shot. So I mean, D Lynch, gets shot after shot, but doesn't able to really sink them as well as it could. And I just think, oh my goodness, Lujan, what happened there? Pass inside from Matt, came down to Lujan, picked it up on the nose. Oh, and Driz with the own goal.
That is a really unfortunate own goal to be conceding. It's an awkward angle to be trying to pinch the ball away from, and ultimately I think if you don't make the interception there's an opposition player on hand to convert the rebound. So unfortunate start for Fort Templar Academy, but they've got to try and refocus because here they are conceding a second in the first 30-ish seconds of the game, and it's Matt with the assist this time, taking 2 players pretty much out of the play entirely. And it's an easy finish in the end for Ivanito to get this really hot start for NewCode even better.
Yeah, now NewCode just kind of really picking it up from the last game. 2 goals already in less than a minute's time, so doing phenomenally well now, and they're having just a crack of a time. I think Fort Templar Academy hopefully aren't going to get caught sleeping and on the back foot, but yeah, the orange side doing so superbly well. Lujan going up for this ball again, doesn't get the dunk. Pass it off to a second man. Deshi trying to get this ball out though. A lot of orange bounces just in and around, just they're really trying to bully out the players here on the blue team. So Deshi Donkey again doesn't have anything in the tank. However, Matt 26 to send it long. Is Lujan going to be there for the pickup? Doesn't get the backflip that he might have wanted, even if it would have been an awkward touch. Yeah, and the game getting a little scrappier now as we get to mid-time.
Yes, I can sense there's some increased aggression on the part of the NewCode players. They're pressing higher up the field and they're pinging the ball between them a little bit quicker, and it's just a little bit too much for this Fort Templar Academy team to handle at the moment, as now we've got 2 demos coming in, but Matt couldn't convert on the rebound as it was loose in front of the net. Huge opportunity there for NewCode to go 3 goals to the good, but this is definitely their best performance of the series so far. Templar can still get back into this one, but they need to wake up pretty soon.
Yeah, they're definitely bringing it to the Fort Templar team. There's no bumps in the box again now. Just demo after demo. By third one, we've seen a very quick succession. D Lynch, but it wasn't going to amount to anything. Still would be down by 1. We do need to see Fort Templar Academy, however, do pick up 1 goal just so they can possibly have a bit of breathing room to try getting a second. Big pincher coming out from Deshi. Bringing it down though. Oh, third man deep come from Ivanito. Ooh, very close though. It does go wide. Matt 26 to take away Lujan with the pickup out by D Lynch. I don't know if these faster kind of messier plays, don't really allow for as much accuracy, or the tempo's too much sometimes for ball control to be as nice as you would like it to be. You know, things haven't really gone the way, and that's going to be Deshi Donkey Monkey.
2-1 here now with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the game, and the roles are very much reversed in this one. Huge finish in there coming from NewCode, and Fort Templar Academy on their first real chance going the other way. They make it happen. Driz with the assist over to Deshi in the middle, and now they're only down by 1. They very much can get back into this game because since their hot start, NewCode have slowed up a little bit on the offense.
Yeah. Definitely slowed up a bit, and kind of a lot more of the passing plays and possession here on the side of Fort Templar. Of course, we did see their Deshi Donkey Monkey with a beautiful goal, and now Driz trying to take a crack on as well. D Lynch didn't come up from that second man post though, but still fine. You know, they've got just under 2 minutes of playtime left to them, so we're gonna see what happens here. Decent pass down to Driz though. Can they get the third man up? Deshi's gonna get the play back to D Lynch. All the way across to Driz, doesn't find the man Lujan, however. Oh, beaten up. Very close there, does go wide onto that right-hand side post though. Oh, Deshi again almost picked up his second, and second for Fort Templar. We need more of this kind of offensive pressure coming out from Fort Templar, but NewCode with the beautiful saves that really are not allowing this blue side to get in. Double demo from each side coming out as well though. Ivanito with the pickup has nothing in the tank. A lot of commits though on this ball here, Herb. It's almost like there's 2 plays to the ball from both sides at any time.
Yeah, the old stand timer is just beginning to run out a little bit for Fort Templar Academy as we approach the final minute of this one. I think they're going to want that equaliser sooner rather than later to take the pressure off themselves. As Illusion makes the clear out here, Driz makes the interception but has no boost to work with. They're going to miss the opportunity to carry it further forwards, and it will be Ivanito from the back right corner, loses the 50 big time there to Deshi, but Matt makes it clear and Ivanito helps it on. Good link-up play there from NewCode to get it all the way out, and now they're getting a favourable bounce off the attacking back corner. Deshi clears it up to halfway, but Fort Templar Academy are being pressed back here when they really want to be getting forwards and adding to the lead themselves. And now NewCode do get the third goal of the game, and they've worked hard for it. And it's ultimately that bounce off the attacking corner that allowed Illusion to pass it into the middle, and the defensive rotation had already broken down for Fort Templar.
Yeah, and beautiful press and attack there coming up from NewCode. You know, like you said, it did take them a long time to finally crack that defense, but they did indeed. So up by 2 goals with 30 seconds left on this clock. And now, you know, I'm not sure which way your 3-1 prediction is going to go right now. It may just be NewCode, as we will see what happens in game 4. But, you know, 2 goals to be scored right now is definitely tough. And of course, Lujan, when you save decent goals like that, then you should be able to close out of this game. So with 10 seconds left and a big pincher coming up from D Lynch, we might just see NewCode taking this 3-1. It does look like it. They just need to be able to kill this ball, get it down. Can Avenida do it? There it is. It's going to be down to NewCode taking game 3 and jumping 1 ahead in this series. Well, now they might just be messing with your predictions, Herbie, and, you know, 3-1 might just be swinging to the side of NewCode.
Yep, that's a real stab to my heart there, as the prediction is no longer going to come true, as NewCode put themselves on the verge of winning this series, and to their credit, they're good value for it. They certainly deserved to take that game 3. They controlled the play pretty much from start to finish, and Fort Templar Academy were only limited to arguably their only key goal scoring opportunities, that was the one that Deshi did put into the net. So it's a real change up from the previous game of the series, and honestly, I don't think there's much to separate these teams. They've played a similar style of Rocket League over the course of the series. There's been momentum swings from game to game where one team has had more or less of the attacking pressure and has forced their opponents to make more of the saves. But in terms of the actual quality of Rocket League that's being played by both sides, I really don't think there's much between them. So I'm hoping that Fort Templar Academy can get us to a game 5 that the series so richly deserves.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. I mean, you know, between minutes like 3.5 or 4 down to 2, the game was pretty scrappy. You know, there wasn't a lot of control between these teams. You know, yes, NewCode scored 2 goals now at the end, right? The back end, the business end of the game. But everything between that, after Deshi Donkey Monkey's goal, very messy. You know, I just want to see a bit more control coming up from both these teams. You know, Fort Templar definitely owed to themselves to try hold onto the ball a bit more. You know, try get more clinical passes to their teammates in more favorable positions. You know, just so they can be able to get more scoring opportunities onto their opponents. Like this, Driz with the opener.
And how it hurts when you spend the previous game searching for a goal for so long, and then the opportunity presents itself just 9 seconds into the restart, and you leave yourselves thinking, oh, what might have been if we'd had that goal in the previous game and could have maybe taken the series lead. But you have to abolish those thoughts and think about this game 4, needing to win it to tie up the series, and getting the first goal was a very good start for them. But the last time they went into an early lead, they immediately were pegged back at 1-1, so this is more promising from them getting the ball in the offensive half.
Yeah, I also don't want to see a case of deja vu, Herbie, where we see, Fort Templar score early like that and then nothing happens for like the next 2.5 minutes, kind of very much becomes just a back and forth scrappy game, where kind of nothing happens and then NewCode suddenly kind of wake up and then, firing on all cylinders. So we're going to see, if that's going to happen, but Driz with the second goal, pick up his second. So maybe that deja vu ain't going to be happening. Now the second goal here goes to Driz. He beats out Matt 26, Ivanito, not quick enough to get across the face of the goals.
Yeah, all 3 players there for NewCode caught in possession in the back right corner and then weren't able to rotate back onto the line to make the save. But a 2-0 lead here for Fort Templar Academy is a little bit of a different context to what we've seen so far in the series, and if they can just extend this to 3 goals, it might already be too much for NewCode to rally from. You've mentioned the amount of scrappy Rocket League that is being played in the previous couple of games of the series, and if Fort Templar Academy can build the lead a little bit, they're going to have NewCode right where they want them.
Well, where was Driz in the previous game? Oh my word, he's absolutely just come to life in this game. Almost about to pick up his hat trick. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he does. A phenomenal play here coming up from the Fort Templar Academy team. And, finally as well. Second man. Oh, Lujan almost puts it in. Matt 26 with the setup. It wasn't going to happen. Driz with the save. So Driz now playing phenomenal Rocket League. Oh, kept up by Deshi as well. Matt 26 with a follow. Ain't going to happen. Goes wide. Oh, and no kind of lack of chances there coming out from NewCode as they fire 2 quick balls towards the Fort Templar side. But yeah, ain't going to happen. So kudos to the blue defense, that's for sure.
And that multi-goal lead for them is looking real good right now if NewCode begin to put on some pressure themselves. They've just got themselves a little bit of breathing room, and they're looking to expand upon that at the moment, actually, as Ivanito gives possession away in the back right corner, but does so well to take the attacking player out on the play entirely, and NewCode barrel their way forwards down the left wing, but the attack will ultimately come to nothing. Through ball was played in the direction of Driz, who now tries to centre it. Matt makes the clear up to halfway, but they've got to be careful there. 2 players double committing down the right wing. NewCode can't afford to get desperate. They are still leading in this series after all. It's not like if they lose this game, that'll be it. So they've just got to keep their composure and get themselves a goal from the demo play on the goal line from Ivanito there on Lynch. And at the halfway point of game 4, it's anybody's game now.
Yeah, and like you said, NewCode, they're not really desperate. They don't have to win this game necessarily. It would, of course, be nice to close up the series, but, Fort Templar definitely bringing it to them, though. Matt 26 there with a beautiful goal. Just a bit of patience here coming from NewCode. They really were just waiting kind of for that opportunity to slot one in. And now we're going to see if they can pick up the equalizer. There's the big demo coming up from D. Lynch. So now, in the very quick 3 versus 2, what can you do? It doesn't look like an awful lot. Driz. Awkward bounce, was not going to be able to head towards goals, and now Desh played up the blue corner. Sends all the way wide, pick up by Ivanito. D. Lynch is going to be able to send it across the midway line. Lujan, Ivanito, can he get that touch? Very close indeed, man. Missed by I was going to say a whisker, but it's actually a lot longer than that. D. Lynch though, Matt almost trying to get in, and now 2 NewCode players very high up here with a quick counter attack from Fort Templar. You could have done wonders. That wasn't meant to be. Lujan will be keeping you out. Oh, open net here at the back. It ain't open. D. Lynch with a beautiful save.
Well, scrappy Rocket League has very much returned in full force in the last couple of minutes of this one, as it's been a while since NewCode pulled themselves back within 1 goal, and the clock is beginning to run down on them a little bit, but they've certainly had more of the pressure as of late. Matt will have an opportunity to turn on this ball and receive it on the right wing, but Deshi with the read on the sidewall immediately turns it over again. Illusion from distance. D. Lynch over to Driz on the right wing. They have connected on a few more of them passing plays in this game, and it has been Fort Templar's best performance in the series so far, responding to the NewCode efforts in game 3.
Yeah, and except for those bumps a little earlier, Ivanito's having a very lackluster game 4 here. He has not really been present at all. He's got kind of sub 100 points still. So nothing awfully exciting there coming up from Ivanito. Definitely need to have all 3 men firing on all cylinders if you want to get through. So still down by 1. Can Driz pick up the hat trick? It's going to hit into that crossbar. Deshi with the quick follow-up, and that's going to be the 30-second timer. Can Fort Templar put in a third and get us all the way to game 5? So far, it does look like it, but we're going to see what happens here. Of course, we do know NewCode is definitely quite well equipped to be able to come from behind and slot it in when it counts the most there. Matt26 almost able to get in that equalizer. 10 seconds left here. Lujan tries his best. It's going to be kept down by D Lynch. Now, Ivanito, can he do anything with it? Has an empty tank. However, it's 2 seconds left. They just need to be able to bring it down. Driz trying to have a crack on. Can Deshi do something with it? Oh, and there it is. It's going to be kept down. That's going to be Fort Templar taking us to game number 5.
Well, one more game will decide the winner of this series, and it would be very difficult to pick either side at the moment, but we do have a job ahead of us as casters, so I have to ask you, who do you think is going to take it?
I think if Fort Templar can keep this momentum up and actually play this well, because this kind of games almost looked like their best one in 4 games, I want to then say Fort Templar. But, you know, it comes with a huge but. We know how clinical and devastating NewCode can be. And if NewCode get up by 2 in this game, that's going to be it. We know Lujan does phenomenally well. He's instrumental in playing with Matt26. Matt26 can make goals, you know, happen from all over the show. Ivanito just is that third man. He comes in when he needs to. He gets the bumps. You know, he kind of does the other grunt work around the field. So I want to say Fort Templar, but it's you know, it's hardly there. It's like 51-49.
Yeah, Lucian has been the main attacking outlet for NewCode. You're absolutely right in that Ivanito hasn't gotten involved on the offense quite as much, whereas for Full Templar Academy, I think it's been a little bit more of all 3 of the players getting involved at times. I mean, in that game, it was mostly Driz with the pair of goals, but I think over the course of the series as a whole, each of the 3 players have about the same amount of offense, and that will play into their hands a little bit in this game 5, because if Lucian has a bad offensive game for NewCode, that could just be it for them. They could be done for, because that's the player that they've been relying on over the course of the series to create. And, well, they're off to a good start here as it's Ivanito from the left wing pushing it into the middle for NewCode, but Deshi will make it clear to prevent any chance of an early goal.
Yeah, no, if you can block out Lucian, if you can block out Matt26, you're going to be able to control this game. I mean, you can already see the Matt26 just pushing the ball from the midfield, doesn't get to take it much further. But if you can block out both these players, you know, bumps and demos, then you're going to be able to have a much better time as Fort Templar. So we're going to see what happens there. Of course, like I said, Driz earlier with the pair of goals did phenomenally well. You know, came to life in game 4, which is what we want to see. Usually, you know, this whole series has just really been made up of Deshi, Donkey, and D Lynch. And, you know, that third man is instrumental in kind of making a difference. And for me, that's kind of what I've seen on the side of Fort Templar. They've got all 3 players kind of on the field and doing a lot of action, whereas on the side of NewCode, it's almost really just kind of 2 doing a lot more of the work and the action on the field. So, you know, I don't know what the comms are like sitting in-house. I don't know what, you know, happens, you know, with the strats when it comes to kind of particular teams, but I just think NewCode have to be able to bring in the third man a lot more and do, you know, have him do maybe a bit more.
Well, it's a scoreless game here through the first 90 seconds, which I believe is the longest that we've gone from the opening of the game without a goal in this one, and that might just be the intensity of the game 5 getting to these 2 teams a little bit, but pretty even so far. Not many opportunities at goal, just 1 in fact, a single shot on goal for Ivanito that came pretty early on. And since then it has been the epitome of gritty Rocket League being played in midfield, but here's a chance! D-Lynch makes the save, there's got to be another one, it's a touch from Deshi, but Lujan puts it in on the far post, and the game suddenly erupts into life, but more importantly for NewCode, they made the attacking play count.
Oh, and you know, just so sad there for the Fort Templar team. D Lynch and Deshi Donkey keeping that ball out just for Lujan and coming from the right-hand side and snipe it in. Yeah, so a lot of time there in that first half being played for NewCode just to break the deadlock. And now, you know, it is all on to Fort Templar to see if they can come back. Huge pinch going into the the blue half. Let's see what's going to happen. The Deshi Donkey easily controlling that Matt26 though. Can he put it down? D Lynch though with a beautiful save. Matt again having a crack at it. Lucian here comes in from the left-hand side, kept up by Driz. Oh, and I mean, this is, the plays that we're going to harp on all night between Matt26 and Lucian. They're playing phenomenal Rocket League. We need to see if Ford Templar can do anything about these two plays. Driz, oh, there it is. Beautiful equalizer coming up from Driz.
Yeah, that time it was Matt with the huge save, but it wasn't enough to keep it out of the net. So close, though. I mean, look at how close that is to going over the line before the initial touch. But for Fort Templar Academy, a 1-1 tie here now in the middle of Game 5. Both teams really up in the intensity here in the final game of the series. And it still could go either way from this point. But for Fort Templar Academy, they were really scrapping for their lives there. 1-0 down in the game, and there was a big scramble in front of the net where NewCode had the chance to go 2-0 up. So that's why keeping yourselves on it mentally for Fort Templar Academy has paid off for them here as they're right back in this game.
Yeah, no, they're kind of the true epitome of what grit and resilience means. So we're going to see if this Fort Templar can do a lot. Oh, second man to follow up with there on Deshi. Oh, and I wish D Lynch actually was coming down the middle there just to put that away. So ain't going to happen. Matt26 does the shot and hits that crossbar. Unfortunately, ball is going to go all the way down the side of the field. Ivanito here to get the pickup. It's going to get played down to Driz. Driz, can he do anything with it? Though it doesn't look like it. Ivanito looks like he's covering the hole. Kept up by Matt26. That is fine. Oh, Fort Templar, though, they are trying their damnedest. We may get an overtime here in Game 5. I would not be cross with that. Let's, run this as long as we can. Deshi to Driz. Ivanito keeping him out.
And through midfield now, it's a loose ball in the air, which is met by Deshi! Top left corner from the heavens. What a finish there for Fort Templar to take the lead.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful goal. Look at that in-swing, hey? You see that curvature of the ball? In-swing, just popped into the left-hand side. Beautiful, beautiful control. You'd love to see it. So now there it is, Fort Templar Academy up by 1 in our Game 5 here. Not much time left on this clock. We're going to see if there is going to be a quick rebuttal here coming up from NewCode. They're going to have to do something, that's for sure. I need to get my 51% correct here. That's all I'm waiting for. Ivanito from the side has nothing left in the tank. Lucian with the pickup. Oh! Oh, Herbie, you love to see it.
Well, the NewCode players will certainly love to see it after conceding a quality finish the other way to get one of their own. Very satisfying with 1 minute and 4 to go in this Game 5, and the intensity continues to ratchet up as it could well be next goal wins it now with such a small amount of time left in Game 5. And now I feel like both teams are playing their best game of the series. They've well and truly warmed up and putting on some high quality attacking shots, but the question is, which player in this lobby is going to make themselves the hero?
Geez, if you see touches like that from Matt26, well, we hope it's him. That was phenomenal. Just the pass and then the very nice little redirect, man. It was a beautiful goal. Just beautiful. You love to see it. Top bins coming out there. So we're looking at 2-all, less than 30 seconds left on the clock here. Deshi Donkey Monkey trying to have a shot on. It ain't going to happen. Matt26 all the way down is going to be wide. D Lynch had to pick it up though. Matt26, no beans in the tank though. Deshi, midfield. Lucian with the pickup. Can he grab the 100 pull? Should be able to do so. Gets stamina on by D Lynch now. Oh, mercy. This is way too close for me. 10 seconds left. Lucian onto the side. Gets past Driz. D Lynch with the pickup. Can they get a second man here to do something? Oh, Deshi. Close. Driz. Got to write themselves into the history books. Big pinch here from D Lynch. Brings it down. Can he find? That's going to be dead ball. Overtime.
Overtime here in Game 5. It's the final conclusion of the series. Now 1 goal will win it for either side, but it's a good kick off for NewCode from the corner. It pushes into the middle. D Lynch makes the clear back out to that corner. Matt keeps the play alive for NewCode for the time being, but it's drizzed over the top. Here it comes off the backboard, looking for the double tap. It's D Lynch with the shot. Crossbar and downwards. Deshi for the rebound. Gets the shot on target. Matt makes the save, pressing it all the way up to the halfway line. Huge chance there for Fort Templar Academy.
Oh, mercy, that was way too close, man. My little heart can't even manage this. Matt26, though. Oh, takes the shots. Kept up by Driz, beaten Driz. Lucian, though, on the side. Double commit coming up from Fort Templar. It's a long shot. Can they fight Driz with the touch? It goes wide. Oh, my golly goodness, though. The plays coming out in this overtime Game 5 is spectacular. Beautiful backflip there from D Lynch. Sends the ball wide, finds Ivanito. Driz With the miss, this is dangerous for them. Deshi, oh, still dangerous. Mat 26 though. I wouldn't be surprised if it is Mat 26.
And the Fort Templar Academy players just about keep that ball out as they needed the follow-up clear along the line. Now Driz wins the ball back in the corner, pushes it into the middle. This one floats above the crossbar. Lucian makes the clear. Deshi misses their jump on the halfway line, but keeps the player alive, flicking it past one, trying to beat the second as well. Here comes D Lynch and scores, winning the series for Fort Templar. 1 minute and 18 seconds of overtime. The point is theirs.
Oh goodness, you love to see it here from the far right-hand side. D Lynch and Dennis, if you're listening, you called the winner. You would love to see it here, Herbie. Fantastic. And so that's going to be Fort Templar Academy taking our series against NewCode 3-2 in Division 1. Oh, fantastic Rocket League here. And Dennis, let's go. GG's called there. Herbie, what do we have to say about the series?
Wow. So for the players who are coming up after this one, Cardelian, Zeus and SSCA, I'm sorry, but you're not going to top that. You can try. I'd love to see you try, but you're not going to top that. Game 5 overtime, and the win goes to the Fort Templar Academy, so I'm quite pleased about that. I did ultimately predict the correct victor, but for NewCode, the underdogs in this series by MMR, they'll be a little bit disappointed to have lost that one, I think. They played very well in Game 5. They had a couple of chances to win it themselves. They were the team that scored first in Game 5, and over the course of the series leading up to the final game, it was pretty much the team that scored the first goal usually had the momentum for the rest of the game because it was so scrappy that they never really relinquished it. But that Game 5 was very much back and forth, and ultimately it was Fort Templar Academy that got the job done. So credit to them in their week 1. And I'm sure both of those teams are thinking, man, if our week 1 series was this competitive, what is the rest of this Division 1.2 season going to be like?
Yeah, hopefully fantastic. And you already highlighted how phenomenal this Division 1 is. There's a huge amount of teams. Let's quickly head over to a break. And then after that, we are going to be having Gardelian Zeus taking on SSCEA.